So this station here is Harvest of the Garden, which is why we have brought you outside at one of our green areas at St Nicholas Church. So what can we harvest in the garden and what can we be thankful for? All of our beautiful trees, all of our beautiful plants, but more importantly to me, all of the things which we can eat. There's a bit of a theme here, isn't there? So you might have a beautiful apple tree in your garden, or maybe a plum tree. Maybe you've been growing some strawberries or tomatoes over the summer and you feel like you have some green fingers. So we're going to have a little go at planting. Now you can watch this video back at home if you're at school and have a go at planting yourself as well. And excuse all the noise outside because we are outside and there are many cars going past as well. So what do we need when we plant? I've got a few things, but I am going to need your help. So I have got some seeds. I've got some chilli, I've got some cabbage, and I've got some leeks. Can you see them? There we go. So I'm going to have a go at my chilli seeds first because I love chilies. Okay, so I'm just going to open up these seeds. And bear with me a second, I'm just going to go and plant them and scatter them over there. Okay, great. So I've just planted my seeds just on the concrete path over there. Huh? What do you mean they won't grow? Why won't they grow? Oh. Well, I guess the birds might come and just gobble them up. Well, where am I meant to be planting my seeds then? Well, I've got a plant pot. Will that do? And do you think I should fill it with something? How about, oh, some compost? Okay, I'll give this a go. So I'm just going to put some compost in my pot. There we go. Now, if you guys were here, you could do this for me. Because you're clearly better at gardening than I am. Lovely, okay, and I'll scatter some different seeds this time. We'll go for some leeks. Okay, so I'll just leave them like that then, yeah? What? Oh, I need to put them somewhere, okay. I'll go and put them in the shade. Seeds are in their pot, they're in the soil and they're in the shade. What? I need sunshine. Why do I need sunshine? Because if I don't... Okay, so if I just left them there, they'd grow, and they would actually grow, by the way, but they'd grow really, 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 really tall and thin, trying to search for the light, and then they just die. Okay. How about I keep the seeds in the pot with the soil, but I use this as well? Watering can, yeah? Fantastic. So if I water my plant, hopefully it will then grow. And I think once it's ready, I'm going to put it just in the foliage there because there's lots of green things, kind of like with thorns and things like that. So hopefully it will grow okay there. What do you mean they're weeds? Will they not grow in the weeds? Oh. So if I put my plant over there, even though I've watered it and it's got soil and it's in the sunshine which is beaming down on us now, the thorns might get them. Well, what am I supposed to do with my plant then? Okay, so I've got my pot, I've put my soil in, I've put my seeds in, and I'm going to water it. And I'm not going to let those thorns get to my plant. If I see any thorns, I'm going to rip them up and get rid of them, any weeds to protect my plant. And eventually it might look a little bit like this. Oh, well there we go. I'm not much of a gardener. Did you recognise that story? I didn't really make that up. It's a parable of the sower. And Jesus told that story to help us. He told loads of parables, didn't he? Parables are stories which didn't actually happen, They're earthly stories with heavenly meaning, as a very, very intelligent young lady once told me. So what happens in our parable of the sower? Well, Jesus is telling us how to live our lives. We've all got little seeds planted in our hearts, and those seeds are the seeds to help us to grow. Not just physically or mentally or emotionally, but spiritually, growing in our faith. Now the seeds that I chucked on the ground over there, they're the seeds that people know about Jesus, they know about God, but they just let people peck at them and take that away. Like if I had left those seeds over there, the birds would have taken them. And what about the water and the soil? Well, if we're not watered and we're not fed, we're not going to grow. So if we don't read our Bibles or we don't try and learn more about Jesus, then we're not actually going to grow in our faith, are we? And what about those thorns and those weeds? They're people surrounding us, telling us, nah, you're not good enough. No, don't believe in that rubbish. Jesus warns us about those and asks us to pick away at those thorns so that we can keep growing. Now you might be thinking, do you know what? I'm not really sure about that story and whether it applies to my faith, but we can still apply it to our lives, can't we? Those people pecking away at us, they might be the people telling us we're not good enough. Those thorns around us might be people who are making us choose wrong decisions. So what can we learn about our harvest of this beautiful garden? We've all got seeds of hope in our hearts, and we can grow and flourish. So what is this parable telling us? Well, it's telling us not to give up. It's telling us the importance of being nurtured, watered and fed by our friends and our family so that we are encouraged. And it's also warning us about those prickly thorns that sometimes come in and tell you you're not good enough. Well, I'm telling you, and Jesus is telling you, yes you are.